Wait, what's supposed to happen?
I don't know. I thought maybe I could tap into some sense memory or something, and bam, the hairs would stand up on the back of your neck, and your heart would start pounding as it all rushes back to you. Everything you left behind, your jaw hangs open, the camera pushes in, cue the music. Da 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 da. Remember Jurassic Park?
What?
We interrupt this program to bring you a special report.
This is Cheap Seat Reviews.
And hello, and thank you for listening to Cheap Seat Reviews, the podcast that explores the Hollywood film industry for the greater good. This is episode 155, and tonight we're talking about Swiss Army Man. I am Sean Allred, and joining me tonight is Andrew. That's a new meaning to... Hold on, sorry. Andrew, that's a new meaning to the phrase, put a cork in it, Jimison.
Sorry, that was my corpse saying
No, that was good. I knew what you were doing. Sorry, I paused. I thought I heard something. Corny, grossest canteen ever, Logan.
Hey, whenever I get rid of my trash, I make sure that I convert it into a people.
Village of people.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. That's recycling. It's good. Good to do.
And creepy.
Yeah. And Sam, now with karate chopping action, Vector.
Evening, Sean. I just want you to know that I wouldn't be as nice to your corpse.
Oh, I have no doubt.
All the things you would do, Sam.
Yeah.
You terrible person.
Yeah, I don't even want to go down the joke here because it's just going to freak me out.
What joke? You know what Sam would do?
Yeah.
All the Jurassic Park things he'd make you do.
He'd turn me into
Exactly.
a T-Rex. He'd cut off my hand, like my arms, and then put my hands on and make me a
Like
T-Rex.
T-Rex.
Yeah. So this is 2016's Swiss Army Man. It came out this last year. And super independent, super low budget.
Yep.
And if you're wondering, Swiss Army Man, that sounds, is that like a movie about a pocket knife or
MacGyver, actually.
Or a MacGyver? Yeah. Well, let's Andrew will tell us some things about it.
A hopeless man stranded on a deserted island befriends a dead body, and together they go on a surreal journey to get home. I thought that word was survival journey, but that didn't make any sense. A surreal journey.
Kind of the same thing, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess so.
All right.
Towards the end.
That's more or less right, I think. That seems...
Hey, we have to do spoiler alerts on this movie.
Yeah, so spoiler alert, right? Yeah, this movie came out within the last year, so it's not within our 3-year requirement. So, spoiler alert, this movie is about a dead dude, Daniel Radcliffe, and some other guy, I don't know, Paul Dano. Book him, Dano.
Dano. Hey, Dano. How you doing? How you doing, Dano?
He was in Looper?
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Who was he in Looper? I don't know. He was in Looper, apparently, and he was in... he was in Cowboys and Aliens as that Percy dork. That's where I know him from.
Percy Jackson.
Yeah, he was a douche in that. Really was.
Tell us how you feel there, Sean.
Well, I mean, his character is supposed to be a douche. I mean, like, he's Harrison Ford's kid, and he sucks, and they have to go save him, and then as a result of his incarceration by the aliens, he's no longer a douche. So, anyway, so Swiss Army Man. So none of us has seen this before this movie, right? Andrew, this was a request at the behest of a friend of yours, a coworker who will remain nameless.
Yes.
For whatever reason, so that the innocent will be protected, I guess. So anyway, sorry, I'm being distracted. I never have distractions normally, and now my dog is at the door whimpering, even though she's not normally down here, and Sarah's in another room. Anyway, no one cares. Andrew, your little start here. Go.
Yeah, this movie is about an hour and a half long fart joke that is done in an interesting way, and I appreciate what they tried to do in some aspects. But there were some laugh out loud moments that I enjoyed quite well, and then there were some moments that I did what my dog does and cocked my head to the side and went, okay. So like I said, I appreciate what they try to do here with, I guess, their budget and with their independent film, but it was not something that I'll go out and watch on a weekly basis.
All right, that's fair. That's real fair. Corny.
All right, so for about the first 33 minutes, I hated you so much for this movie, because in my mind, this was going to end up being another Transformers 4, and I promised myself I would kill you if we did that again. And I was going to have to do it. And it was, but all of a sudden, things got super interesting, and I actually ended up really, really enjoying this movie. And then, just when I think things are kind of hidden where I think they are, and all of a sudden it's not, and all of a sudden it's an M. Night Shyamalan movie, and the whole thing was just like, damn, I did not expect that to happen. And so I also appreciated what they were trying to do and how the story went. And yes, it is essentially an hour and a half long fart joke, but one of the most beautiful fart jokes you've ever heard in your life.
All right. Yeah. That's beautifully said. Sam.
Okay. I have to apologize, Sean,
Okay.
but what the This was a movie I had been wanting to see this because I had heard that it was strange. I heard people were walking out on it at the same rate that people were loving this thing.
Makes sense.
And when it first started, I was sitting there thinking, "Oh my God, is this going to be another Rubber?
Yeah.
Is this some sort of stupid high level or trying to think high level thoughts and but especially with the farts when it started, I was like, oh my God, this is insane. But I will tell you, yes, there's farts. There's lots of farts. There's a lot of bodily functions in this movie.
Yeah, there are.
There's talk about Bation. There's just all this ugly.
Hold on, Sam.
Ugly
Sam,
stuff.
just for a second. I really appreciate the fact that your internet screwed up, so all you said was the word was Bation.
Oh, I heard the whole thing.
Yeah, on my end, I only heard it was Bation, so I like that. I'm going to capture that out. That can be
Talked about Bation.
Yep.
But so they had all this ugly stuff, but they made it so beautiful. And the music and the stylized art that it was showing, I totally bought into it. I was lost in this movie, wondering where the heck this thing was going to go next. I always try to see that, every week we see new movies, and I keep looking for something I've never seen before. And by God, did this give it to us.
Mm-hmm.
And almost every aspect of this movie, I was surprised at every turn. I did not expect a bear. I did not expect.
Yeah. Who expected the Revenant to break into this thing?
Yeah, I did not. The head fake at the end, but the whole movie boils down to, it's okay to fart in front of other people.
It's an everybody poops. But,
yeah,
but Scorsese.
It's so. I'm gonna have to watch this thing again to try to get some of the more I don't know, detailed nuances of it. But you could interpret this in so many ways. You could be a teenager and giggle the whole time. You know, you could look at this and interpret this as a raising a child metaphor. It could be, was this whole thing in his head the whole time? Was it not? Was this a study on death and how to live life? There's so many different aspects of this movie that I ate this thing up and really, really enjoyed it. In fact, I'll probably end up seeing it again pretty soon. I paid iTunes for the soundtrack for this movie, so that generally tells you how much I liked it. So, how about you, Sean?
Well, it tells me that you like the soundtrack. It doesn't tell me that you like the movie.
Yeah.
In fairness,
I mean, it did kind of mention, that one movie a bunch.
Well, yeah.
Oh, yeah. And
yeah.
Jurassic Park.
Yeah, the Jurassic Park. So this movie, I typically when I watch the movie for the show, I watch it the night before so I can kind of think about it and stew over it. And a lot of times it's when we watch The Perfect Weapon, I don't have to think about what I'm gonna say. It's dumb action flick, dude wore mom jeans. That's not actually Odd Job. Sparky, go boom, right? So, whereas movies like this, and I bring this one up often, and Snowpiercer and some other movies that we've watched really kind of made me think, and I really had to chew on what I was going to say, and I cornered a couple of my students today and was talking to them like, this is what I watched, and I'm still trying to process the movie.
Right, though? You have to sleep on this thing.
And to me, this movie is it is a coming of age story wrapped around a 12-year-old boy humor. And I really liked this movie a lot. The first 15 minutes, Corny, I'm with you. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be like rubber. I'm gonna hate Andrew's friend forever. I'm gonna drive to wherever the hell that his school is and say mean things about this person. And halfway through the movie, or I guess it's about 20 minutes into the movie when Radcliffe started talking. Because I didn't expect that. I actually didn't expect that.
That was my first laugh out loud moment.
Yeah. He said something and he punched him and ran out.
Why'd you punch me?
Yeah, that was great.
You killed me with a sword, Mal.
Yeah, it was weird. Exactly. So he, and because that's what any one of us would do, right? I don't know why that's making me laugh so much. Maybe I'm delirious from being tired. But no, that part was great. I mean, this movie has a lot of heart and soul. I know that's cheesy, but this movie does literally have a lot of heart in the movie. I will say this now and forever, amen. This is the best acting job Daniel Radcliffe has ever done. And
absolutely.
And all you Potterheads out there,
stand behind you on that one.
All you Potterheads out there, I love Harry Potter films. I do. And he's fine in the last 4 movies. He's kind of terrible in the first 3 of them because he's a child. He doesn't know what he's doing. But in this movie, it's hard to do what he's doing. Like, oh, sure, it's easy to play dead. Really? Like, it's really easy to play dead when you've got 4 or 5 crew members sitting there staring at you and you're having to remember lines and you can't even, like, flick your eyes around. He was really good in it. And I liked the art house kind of feel. I liked every time when he's describing a thing, the camera showed it to you. He's like, this is happy, and then it shows him, and this is mad, and it shows him, and then this is a thing, and this is a people. And it was this quick cut, and Corny will maybe agree with me. It kind of reminded me of Sam Raimi a little bit in his style.
Yeah. And quick zooms and
it just didn't have zooms, but it was those quick moments, and I liked that. I thought it was very kind of a cool way to show us his thought process. And Sam, you mentioned in your intro, is this all in his head? And for the whole movie, until the last 3 minutes, I thought this is all not real. None of this is real. This is all in his head. And this is just his way of coping with the fact that he's by himself, right? He's having these conversations. This is, there's all kinds of different movie conspiracy theories out there, like in the movie Grease, that the fact she actually drowned, the main chick drowned, and that the whole movie is her kind of acceptance of this, and then she glides off into the sky with John, Travolta for whatever reason. But so like in this movie, it's what made me think, like, is this him, talking with Radcliffe about these really deep issues, and they seem kind of dumb, like it's not okay to fart in front of people. Well, why? Why are we trying to go back to this life if we can't do the things that we want to do all the time?
It's almost like some of the conversations that I've had with my 4-year-old.
Exactly. And that's why I think, some people have said this is a parent, represents what a parent does in terms of teaching their kids and raising a child. Because kids have to grapple with some of the same thoughts and ideas that Daniel Radcliffe's character, or corpse, I guess you could say, was dealing with in this movie.
But at the same time, some of these things are actually like kind of legitimate questions. What does it matter? We all fart. It just happens.
Yeah.
This movie made me think about my son when he was my oldest son. I guess when he was, I don't know, 3 or 2, even, I don't know. But he was in the bathtub, and I had stepped out of the room for just a moment, and I heard a scream, and I thought, oh God, he's drowned. I've let my son drown. And I walk back in the bathroom, and he's staring at his penis, and he's going, it's gonna explode. What's going on?
Oh my Lord.
That's fantastic.
These are the stories you can't wait to tell when he's getting ready to get married.
Oh, yes.
Oh, that's great. Oh, but you're entirely right. That's you're teaching life to this corpse, and I took it as this guy started the movie with him trying to kill himself, right?
Mm-hmm.
He was so lonely or so lost, he decided to kill himself, and a corpse floats by or washes up on shore, and I took it that as this guy was dealing with his loneliness and thoughts, the corpse was his projection of that life he wanted to live. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So, like that, and I hate to say that fantastic scene where he starts dressing up as the girl, right? And they're having the conversations on the bus, on the fake bus that he created in the woods.
Yeah, man, he MacGyvered the hell out of them woods.
Everything. He MacGyvered the hell out of everything.
It's amazing how he didn't MacGyver some kind of yacht to get off that island.
Yeah.
To be honest, I actually expected that to be, an adventure basically of him building a raft out of Daniel Radcliffe and then farting his way around the world.
Right.
I thought that was going to be a thing for a little bit.
But wouldn't you? I would.
Yeah. An unlimited power source.
But anyway, so you've got this scene where you've got the dead Daniel Radcliffe talking to the guy in drag as the girl, and you're rooting for them to get together.
Mm-hmm.
And it's such a weird juxtaposition of this is such a strange scene, and yet it's so perfect. I even think the conversation they were talking about is thinking of his mom when he masturbates.
Right.
Right? Is that the conversation they were having at that time?
Yeah.
So everything about that scene should be like repulsive, yet it's beautiful. It's gorgeous. And the whole movie is like that, where things are the worst is when they're presented the most beautiful.
You're not wrong.
I sort of slow clapping. I'm sorry.
No. No, you're not wrong. Sam, check your phone. So
You may be right.
uh,
You may be crazy.
I thought I looked at it again. I thought it was a coming of age, and again, until the last 3 minutes, I wasn't a whole 100% sure this was real. And then they have the moment where he comes to life-ish on the beach, and then farts his way off into the sunset. And I thought, oh, so Radcliffe is this. He's this tool that exists in nature for whatever reason to save people. This is his job in the world, right? He's this place in the world, right? We've seen movies where like the dolphin comes and saves you, or the dog comes and saves you, but then must go on to do other things. You know, I'm needed elsewhere. Mary Poppins, he is the Mary Poppins of corpses. You know, comes when needed. He's the Fairly Odd Parents. You know, I can't think of any other examples, but he was needed. He showed up. He accomplished his mission, which was getting him back, and then there you go, and he leaves. But it really begs another question: is did our hero Hank? I guess Hank was his name. Yeah. Did he ever really want to be saved and actually go back? Because
that is a good question, because when he's in the backyard, all of a sudden he's trying to escape.
Well, forget even the backyard. Think about it. How long were they in those woods? Days? Like weeks?
How long would it take to build that stuff?
How long did it take to get from her backyard? Yeah, I mean, it took what?
If you think about it hard enough, it's damn creepy. Really creepy.
That was my question about the movie. Was he really stranded, or is he a mentally ill patient?
I had the same thought too.
Who was stalking this girl living in her backyard, like living in her woods behind her house, as just, you know, a stalker, and then having this whole thing happen in his mind. And then even with the last scene where Manny is farting off into the distance, I still wondered, okay, is all this real, or is this still happening in his head?
Yeah.
All right.
And see, I thought it to make it that was my one problem with this movie, and that was the very ending, when he's smiling, going off into the sunset with his jet ski farts. And I thought it would have been better if Hank would have just simply heard him started to fart and not seen what happened afterwards. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, like every other movie where someone's trying to test the power, and all of a sudden the thing moves barely right when the camera cuts out.
Exactly. You know, it's the old Inception type of does the top stay spinning type of idea. And you know, because him going off into the sunset basically told me that, you know, people were seeing this happen. Real people were seeing this happen
and reacting.
And reacting. Hence why I repeated the lines of the actress, which I'm sure Courtney loves in this movie.
Yeah,
I did.
Yeah, she would definitely be our Scott Pilgrim connection. So
but I
North Carolina connection too, by the way.
Yeah, she is from North Carolina.
It provided a funny moment. Certainly, I love the looks that everybody was giving this corpse that was floating back away. But at the same time, it just, I don't know. I don't want to say it lost a bit of magic, but I would have still liked to have been hung in the balance of whether or not this was fantasy or not. Because that told me that some of this fantasy actually indeed happened. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And you're right. Then the movie completely changes from, is this all in his head? Is this vanilla?
Is this his fantasy?
Well, is this Vanilla Sky? Is this spoiler? Is this? I'm trying to think of other movies where this is a thing, right? Where this all it isn't real, like what we see on camera. Oh, what's that movie with Jude Law, Repo Man or something? You guys ever see that?
Was it Repo Man?
I think so. Like,
that's where they were taking organs, right?
Yeah, Repo Man, and like he has this whole like adventure, and then at the end of the movie, you find out that it's just his brain accepting the fact that he has been haloed or whatever, and that he's actually going to go, he's actually dying, or he's in a coma or something. Like he
Yeah.
doesn't escape. So like that's what So the whole time you're doing this, and then when you have this ending, it's like, nope, magic corpse farting thing is real, and then now you have to kind of live with those consequences that that one is the thing, and then two, again, Manny's living in her backyard for a long time. I mean, when they came running through it took them 4 minutes to get from her backyard to the coast, which, by the way, one of two things then here, right? Either we're going to have to call bullshit on his cell phone not having service, or he had service, he just chose to ignore it.
Yeah.
To
Andrew's point, and now your point, that whole scene where they saw all the people, the party scene essentially, they all ran into that. So I'm almost thinking that the idea that he wasn't well and then ran into the woods seems far more plausible now, based on the fact that everyone could get to the see all the things that he had built in such short amount of time. The kid got there, so.
So here's the question: was he really stranded on that desert island?
Well, we never learn how he gets there, right? And
I thought I heard somebody say something about a boat.
Well, no.
Like he mentioned they fell off a boat or something like that.
Oh, did I miss that totally? Because the only thing I
that at
remember
all.
him saying is he ran away. That was the only thing I remember him saying is he ran away.
Yeah.
I don't ever remember hearing him say how he got there. So yeah, I mean, to your point, is that real, or is that just him again? The idea that he ran away is obviously very compelling and I think real. There was some kind of rejection in his life, whether it's his dad or if it was what's her name, Mary, Sarah, the character named Sarah. Maybe she actually rejected him on the bus, or something. Something triggered, and thus he ran away, and he created this illusion of being on this island, and created the fact that like he had a beard. Like I don't even think that beard was real.
Yeah, I'm actually starting to think that that was never there.
The beard was never there. He wasn't gone that long because he didn't his dad never even really seemed to be scared that like he was missing for any. I mean, a beard that long, he would have been gone for months and months, and on that little island, he would have starved to death. But anyway, what I'm saying is that I don't think that was real. Truly.
Hey, here's an interesting talking point. All right, so let's say you're going on a boat.
All right, which I've done.
Do you often just take your phone and put it in a plastic bag?
Actually, I've gone deep sea fishing a few times. I've seen people do that.
Yeah,
but you're planning to go in the water, but you're planning to do that. If I'm on a boat that I think is going to be fine, I'm probably not too worried about.
No, when Sarah and I, my wife and I, when we went on a cruise, did I have my phone in a plastic bag? No. When we go to the beach, I put my phone in a plastic bag so that I have my phone, and then if I can pull it out to take pictures of the kids.
Yeah, basically, when you're going on.
Oh, now we lost Corny.
Reanimate his corpse.
So he knows he's going in the woods, so I'm just going to put my phone in the bag.
Oh, there you are. Okay, well, I mean, yeah, sorry, we lost you a little bit there, Corny. I don't know if you said it, but maybe, I mean, so let's pretend this then. Let's pretend that island was never real, that he just went to the coast of California, right, which is where that was. It's California. So let's just say he went there. It's not that unreasonable to think that if he was going to the beach, to escape, that he would have done that, right? That's not that far-fetched if he was going to go to the beach.
Yeah.
Again, but to your point, Corny, if he was running away and possibly going there for the intention of committing suicide, why would he even care. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe he
Maybe
wasn't
what?
trying to commit suicide the whole time. Maybe it was he truly was just trying to get away, and then maybe that's true. Maybe I don't know. Maybe he was in fact on an island, and that I mean we saw the power boat that is Daniel Radcliffe speed away. So maybe he somehow chartered a fishing boat and then fell over and found himself on this little island somewhere in the Pacific, and then rode Daniel Radcliffe all the way back to the one spot on the west coast of the United States that happened to be a mile from his would-be girlfriend's house. So, all right.
And that was before the boner compass. Right?
Yeah. So
once again, what the heck?
yeah, just
From my youth, it always led me to what I wanted.
well, there you go.
Comes from
And Corny, just so you know, the guy who was his real name is Timothy Ulich.
He's a Ulick.
Yeah, he was stunt double for Paul or Hank, and he was the stunt coordinator, and he was also Preston, whoever Preston is. He was a stunt coordinator for Leverage. So here's your Leverage connection. I had to find one.
I appreciate that.
Oh, you're welcome. So this movie follows my rule, right? If I have a lot of notes about a movie, I hate the movie. I had about 14 notes on this movie. I just
Well, if you look away long enough, you're going to miss something crazy.
I just got so well. I always pause the show whenever I type a note, but like I just got so sucked into this movie. I didn't want to nitpick because I didn't think it mattered. Again, my whole brain the entire time watching this is telling me this isn't real, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that he can't do a thing, or that he can MacGyver whatever, or that he's so stupid to, while he's got a noose on, to just start running before he took it off, or that he should be dead, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or that he's so stupid that he could think that eating popcorn kernels would actually be good. Like for someone that can build a shopping mall out of sticks and twigs and trash, he was a pretty dumb person. But I was so so that's why it made me. I didn't take a lot of notes because there wasn't a whole lot of reason to nitpick. And back to my point that I'm going to mention, I think another time or two, that he never really wanted to be saved, is that. And I don't know if it was a goof or if it was intentional, but there's I was seeing in some of the trivia, in that there's a scene when he's carrying Radcliffe and they're walking through the woods. In the background, you can see cars driving by the road, on a road. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I honestly believe that he was just walking in circles, that he never intended to leave. And it was, truly the only reason why he went to her house was because Radcliffe friggin' dragged him out of the woods. So, I'm saying, like, that's the thing that changed. Is that he scared off a bear.
It was when he finally, Manny, was asking about all these things about, or he was learning about all these great things about society, finally pushing him out of the woods, to the point where he might be able to talk to this girl. And even then, he wasn't able to talk to her.
Oh yeah, he only says one sentence to her, I think, and that's when she said, "Why am I in your phone?" or something, and he said, "You just looked so happy," or something like that. He never really got a chance. Honestly, Manny Hank never gets his really redemption moment.
No.
He gives his father a smile, and then his dad gives him a nod, and then he goes out and he whispers something into Radcliffe's ear, and then he zooms off into the sunset. So we obviously don't know what he says, but there's...
I'm pretty sure it was, "I have to fart."
I just shoved Taco Bell up your ass.
Remember me.
Right. Yeah. So, but he never really gets his redemption moment. You know, it's not like if it were more of an American movie, right? Then Sarah would have been home without a child and a husband, and he would have, full of confidence and vigor, would have went up and talked to her and whatever, right? And would have had this kind of, finally he gets this moment in the sun with this girl that he's been pining over, and instead she's married with a kid, and he still doesn't even really get even confidence enough to talk to her. In fact, it all just boils down to his relationship with Manny. So, it's just a very interesting movie that way. So, and Andrew, not Andrew, Sam, I'm kind of with you. I'm going to take some time off of this. I mean, it might even be a year. I'm going to watch this again.
Yeah.
Because I want to. Because I want to, now knowing what we know about it, go back and watch it and see if we can pick up on stuff.
So while you guys have been talking, I decided to be that guy and go back and pull up the scene where the phone finally comes on.
Mm-hmm.
There's actually 2 solid months of unchecked messages.
Oh.
Okay. So, all right.
Interesting.
So that's all right. So there's a little more evidence against us. I'm glad you said that, Corny, because I had forgotten that. So he's got 2 months. So he's been gone 2 months. That's a long time. All right, fair enough. So he's got a beard, and that he used Radcliffe's teeth to shave with, which would really hurt. I mean, let's just be honest.
Yeah, it would.
We all of us have had facial hair at one point in a time, and I can't imagine using something as dull as teeth to shave with. But
No, when Parker was like 1.5, man, I used his teeth all the time. It was great.
stop it.
Yeah.
Um.
Could you imagine setting the actors up for that scene, though?
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
Daniel, I need you to get real close here. Now, hold your mouth wide open, and then just scrape it along this guy's.
You're gonna
cheek.
get
Now, we're gonna
get
have
one take with
some
this.
hair in your mouth. You know that he'll take out with his hand, but just go with us here. This will be
Yeah.
great.
I have to ask the question, and I want your honest opinion, you three. What do you think the water tastes like coming out of Daniel Radcliffe?
Warm. First of all,
Magical.
warm. Yeah.
Magical.
Magical? Oh, because he's Harry Potter.
No, just because Daniel Radcliffe, that dude's sexy.
Yeah.
I think it's
this is
like
gross.
warm fish water.
Oh, gross.
Yeah.
I mean, like
You know,
Manny.
kind of that smell you get when you're around dead fish.
Yeah.
I
You
kind
know,
of
that's kind of.
I kind of like this movie more if I think that Manny is really Harry Potter who is dead,
And
and that
thus,
explains some of the magical qualities.
yeah,
But he didn't have a British accent. Though.
That's true.
or a scar on his face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Well, it's gone now. You know, towards the end of the movie.
Well, I mean, it wouldn't matter. Actually, Sam, I'm gonna counter your argument. He doesn't have a British accent because Hank taught him how to talk, and Hank was American.
There you go.
All right, and he doesn't have a scar because magic. I don't
Plastic
know.
surgery.
Plastic surgery. He had plastic surgery before he died, for whatever reason. I like this. So I haven't even gotten a single one of my notes. Why does his erection sound like an electric razor? That was kind of weird.
Don't yours?
No, they don't.
Mine
Obviously, you're doing it wrong.
Mine sound like a revving of a Dodge Charger.
I don't appreciate that, Sam, at all.
Weird.
So next time the corny's in your car, you know, if you're at a red light and you put it in neutral and just kind of rev it a little bit, just me.
We'll think of you. Okay, that's just got gross. I'm
So,
gonna have to bleep out
speaking
that
of
whole
revving
conversation.
revving a Dodge Charger engine, I did that at a friend today. You know how you do that thing where you
Yeah.
put your car in neutral and rev it like you're going to run them over. I did that beside the president's administrative assistant.
Mhm.
She frowned.
Really? If you can't have fun with that, then there's just something wrong with you. One of my coworkers, it's funny, it's so funny, Corny. That happened to me today. One of my coworkers was getting into her Jeep Liberty, and I pull up right next to her. Yeah, whatever, it's fine. No, it's the newer one, Sam. It's the newer one. You liked your Liberty.
I did.
Or did Corny say gross?
I said gross.
Oh, and I
Yeah,
know
no,
why.
I like my Jeep.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know why you said gross. She pulled up, so I pull up next to her in my Mazda 3, and I rev the engine, and she just laughed because it's funny. Because it's yeah, it sounds like a pissed off weed eater. So, my Mazda 3.
Wouldn't it have been fun to be the puppeteer for the penis?
I guess.
All right, guys. Let's see. We need to move Daniel Radcliffe's junk and up tier 3. Go.
Like, I guess. How did they do that? Right? Like, was there somebody underneath Radcliffe, or they have like some kind of? Obviously, it was being controlled by a person. They like just off camera. I don't even want to know really, but
I think he has such body control. It's him.
I don't think so at all.
His magic wand.
Let's start calling him Daniel Studcliffe.
Well, you could see him naked. He did that play right after Harry Potter.
Equus, right?
Yeah. He was in the
He
buff.
wanted to try to get as far away from Harry Potter as he could there.
Well, like a lot of them did. Like Emma Watson went around and did that something of being a wallflower, where she kind of got a little scandalous, and of course now she's doing a Disney princess movie. So, which is great. I think she's wonderful. This guy MacGyvered a bus and scrolling pictures, but can't climb out of a canyon. Sam, you mentioned I did write the note, pretty poetic about masturbation.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Pretty sure that river was like 5 feet deep, but okay. Kiss of life and water missile is what I wrote.
The cork popped out.
Yeah, I did. I saw more of Daniel Radcliffe's ass than I really ever wanted to, though. To be honest with you.
Yeah, what was that? What was the line in there? When I masturbate, I'm going to think about your mom.
Yeah, it was so funny.
Like I heard that and I was like, that's got to be a conversation we had in college.
Oh my gosh!
But by we, I mean one friend in particular. This friend throws bottles.
No, sorry, I'm getting that weird noise in my ears. I don't understand. No, it sounds like it's interference, but I don't know what from. Nothing's changed. Nothing's changed since last week. Whatever, I'm going to move on. Last thing I'm going to say is...
Popcorn.
and then I wrote, wow, did not see that ending coming. I only wrote a few tropes, and I'm not really sure they're tropes. I wrote coming of age, which again I don't think is really a trope. It's what my idea of the movie is, and it's interesting that I think the four of us kind of have 4 different opinions on what the movie's about. But I personally think it's a coming of age movie. And then I wrote also, kid has to be alone to understand he's alone. So it's like he has to be physically alone to understand that he is emotionally and kind of metaphorically alone.
I think that's what got him there in the first place.
Yeah.
I think he's so mentally disturbed that he had to learn how to not be alone to rejoin society.
Oh, maybe, yeah. That's a different way of thinking. I hadn't thought about that. And then, of course, there was there was a montage, right? That we had that. So I guess I need to play this. There you go. At Sam's request, that will now replace the A-Team theme. So whenever we have a new montage, there you go, montage.
Well, we could do A-Team every now and then too, but I found it. I laughed quite out loud.
Well,
at my desk at the office when I heard them actually say montage. So all we need is a montage.
But you could also go back and grab the montage song from Team America World Police.
There you go, yeah.
The montage.
Sorry, again, I'm still trying to figure out. Yeah, I'm sorry. This noise is really starting to bother me as usual. So, I'm actually having to unplug things and plug things back in, and I can't hear any of you because I unplugged my headphones.
We have a very distracted Sean tonight.
It's just this.
It's the cocaine. I mean, we get it. He's living a big rock star life now, and
Sean searching for weird sounds is brought to you by.
I know. I'm sorry. No one cares. It's just I want the show to sound good. I don't want people listening to be all distracted. And now I'm spending 3 minutes being distracted, which is probably worse than just the noise. You ready for some? You ready for some clips?
We have to tell you the truth, but Sam broke into your house and put a little beeper in there. He just sets it off.
Yeah.
In
fact,
it was
above you in your drop ceiling is a device.
If it was just like a noise making thing, that would be actually okay. But because I know that it's interference and whatever. The idea of you sneaking in here and putting something in the drop ceiling though is both brilliant and terrifying at the same time. I've actually never. This is a rental property, and I've never opened up this drop ceiling and looked to see what's up there, and I don't want to know, honestly.
Daniel Radcliffe's dead body.
It might be.
You open up one of those panels, and there's something staring back at you.
That's what I'm legit afraid of. That's why I don't want to do it. Like some dead rat or something. I'm so glad my son sleeps down here. Anyway,
like that handprint in that opaque glass light right behind your head.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, time for clippy clips. Clippy clips. Here we go. There's some funny moments in this movie, most of them involving bodily functions, and this was one of them.
Sweet balls.
But as I was hanging up there, I didn't really see much of anything. But I did see you. And I know it sounds dumb, but I really thought for a moment that maybe, just maybe, there was a reason that you...
I'm such a child for laughing at that, but it's just funny.
It's so wet and nasty.
Well, and it's funny because it's like this sweet moment, and then, bam, like we can't let this movie get too serious on itself, right? Because so far in the movie, it's been pretty serious, right? Man tries to kill himself. There's a dead body. Like, we have to make sure that we realize that this movie isn't Castaway, right?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
So we have him fart, and there you go. Sam has said this to me, not to me. Sam has said this to every young child that I've ever known him ever say. Every time he meets a young kid, he'll say this.
If you don't know Jurassic Park, you don't know shit.
There you go. He's very...
It's so true, because there's a big pile.
I love it. I love
Jeff
all
Goldblum, who steps in.
Oh, yeah.
I love all the Jurassic Park references in this movie. Oh, my gosh, there were so many.
Corny, I did not expect you to ask for that one.
You should have.
I know I should have.
It's a big pile of shit.
That is one big pile of shit.
There you go. See, I'm a little quicker now. I got my whole library at my fingertips. So there you go. Number 3. I just wrote this one as broken trash.
Okay, you want to go home so you can have love.
Yeah.
But you ran away because nobody loves you.
That's not true.
You're broken and empty and dirty and smelly and useless and old. You're like trash, right?
Shut up!
Shut up!
No filter. I love it.
Well, no, I mean, but children don't have filters. Like kids don't. And that's just the way they are. When we all have kids, we know that they just say things that just come to their brains, and they don't ever not talk. It's just funny. Well, I thought I captured that, but apparently I didn't. All right, whatever. I like the way he's
here.
Well, no, I like the way he says.
Okay.
So I captured it, but apparently I didn't. I thought I did, but I didn't. Which is fine. So, Swiss Army Man. I could have swore well, whatever. It's fine. I'll pull it out later, and so I'll always have Radcliffe saying
Okay.
All right. It's just like the way he says that. I said this to Corny one time when we were on a camping trip.
Hurry before you starve and die.
That's also incorrect because I would never go willingly into the woods.
You did that one time.
Oh, yeah. Well, I didn't go willingly.
No, you didn't go willingly. In fact, you barely showed up at all. And anyway, that was another time for another story. Not quite the name of the movie, but real close.
I'm your multi-purpose tool guy.
Yeah, multi-purpose tool guy.
I'm your multi-purpose tool guy.
And
Tupus?
yeah.
I'm your Merple Tupus tool guy.
That's what he's exactly. And honestly, this is the most deep, most sincere. This is what the movie boils down to, and I'm not actually hyping this up for the punchline. This is genuine. This is the sweetest kind of moment of the movie.
Well, maybe everyone's a little bit ugly. Yeah, maybe we're all just ugly, dying sacks of shit. And maybe all it'll take is one person to just be okay with that, and then the whole world will be dancing and singing and farting, and everyone will feel a little bit less alone.
Yeah. That's actually kind of deep. And yeah, kind of sweet.
You know, Daniel Radcliffe's character and Bradley Cooper character from Silver Linings Playbook should just get together.
Yeah.
Just hang out.
And then Sheldon Cooper. He doesn't have a filter either, so
No.
though Sheldon Cooper would be really freaked out by the fact that there's a talking corpse.
I think he'd be fascinated.
Actually, yeah, he probably would be. Yeah, he would say something about that.
Fascinating.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now for some more bad news. Ready?
Trivia.
Still got renewed. I'm just kidding.
Paul Dano, the guy what played Hank, revealed in an interview that he wanted to be in the movie after hearing a one-sentence synopsis from directors Dan Kwan and Daniel Scheinert. Specifically, directors told Dano that they wanted to make a movie where, quote, the first fart makes you laugh, and the last fart makes you cry, end quote.
When your stomach doesn't feel well, that's also very true.
Yeah, that happens, yeah.
That's true.
A fake version of Manny was made to be used in most of the film, but Daniel Radcliffe insisted on being in every shot. The dummy was only used in a few shots where the stunts were too dangerous for Radcliffe, but Radcliffe would still throw or toss the dummy.
Nice.
I think that's actually great. I say bravo to Daniel Radcliffe, and again, I thought he was actually really good in this movie.
And knowing that makes me like this movie even more.
Yeah, it does.
Just to know that was him, and how convincing he was as a dead guy.
Yeah,
it's pretty impressive.
Paul Dano's character is named Hank Thompson, which is a reference to Tom Hanks, who starred in Castaway. Daniel Radcliffe says, again, you Potterheads out there, this is all I got to say. Daniel Radcliffe has stated that this is his favorite of his films.
This is the best movie I've seen him in.
I mean, truly. Yeah. I mean, this is well, okay, hold on. I wouldn't say this is the best movie he's been in. This is the best movie he's acted in. Or this is his best acting in a movie. Is that fair?
There's more range to do it in.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you're right. There's more to do.
What movie would you say would be better than this one?
I think Deathly Hallows 1 and 2 are better films than this. I'd rather watch them. I think they're more fun.
Yeah.
I think, you know what I'm saying? Like they're.
We'd actually disagree on that one. To tell you the truth.
Well, and that's fine. I think again he's he's doing better acting in this, and this is going to sound real bad, Corny. You just said it, and I want to repeat it. He has more acting range in this movie as a corpse than he does as Harry Potter, because in Harry Potter he's limited by what he can do and say because it's all written down already. Whereas in this, he can he can improv the whole movie, and it wouldn't matter because we don't know what a corpse looks like, or we not look like. We don't know what a talking corpse looks like, so he can kind of.
I'm sure we do. Steven Seagal.
Oh. Boom. And that's you just mean, of course, his career is dead.
I actually think the man is actually dead.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe I don't know. So yeah. I would still say that I would rather watch Deathly Hallows 1 and 2 than this again.
And that's fair. I mean, it's more.
It's the rewatchability.
One was boring to me.
Oh, I had the dragon and the thing, and then they snuck back in the school. Actually, that's all the second one. The first one was just the long camping trip. So the second one's good.
First one, they were wandering around.
Yeah, the first one really is Harry Potter and the long camping trip, and Ron gets PMS. I mean, that's kind of what that one is, and that's fair. But in the second one, I think the second one's actually really good, and I think the Prisoner of Azkaban is actually my favorite, which I've said on this show before. I just like the look and feel of that one, and that was the last John Williams movie that he filmed or he scored for. Anyway, the last one, due to its at times juvenile humor, particularly its avid fart jokes, many audience members walked out of the theater when the film was screened at the 2016 Sundance Film Festival. But it still won awards at various festivals that it's been at. It never did a theatrical release. I thought it did, and I remember seeing previews for this, but it must have just been on like iTunes or YouTube or Yahoo or something, because it only released in 5 movie theaters in Spain. Like, it never made it to America. Coming to America, even. So I'm not going to ask you guys the whole, did it make money, blah, blah, blah. It was a $3 million budget, which I think this movie is doing really great for $3 million, and it made $4.5 million.
I'd say, yeah.
And it's probably made some more money since it's been on Amazon. That's it. So recasting wouldn't do it because there's only 3 people really in the movie, and they're all great.
Joe Pesci.
So, that's just for the bingo card. Soundtrack grade, I freaking loved it. I love the acapella.
This was an indie producer's wet dream.
Yeah. and honestly, and Sam mentioned it earlier about originality, I have never, ever seen a film that was completely scored by a cappella. I mean, there was drums, but I mean, it was a cappella, and I don't think I got to mention it earlier, Sam. I think for some reason I got distracted by noises. You sent earlier on a link the montage section of the whatever for me to pull here for this, right? And I actually just sat and watched the whole thing, and it shows the words, and I didn't realize. Because when you're watching the movie, you can't really hear the words very well. And even when you're just listening to the music, you can't really hear the words well. I mean, they are literally singing what's happening on screen. And that makes it so, I think, brilliant because, in my opinion, the score is what's happening in his head. Right? Because he's singing, there's parts where he starts singing and then Radcliffe will start humming. And so they are literally singing together the score of their adventure. And it, of course, would be a cappella and them clapping and just stomping on the ground to produce these words and sounds. And then, and if you're going to put words to it, why not sing the things you're doing? We just shot a raccoon and now we're going to eat the thing and we
shot its head off.
We shot its head off and we're shooting you like a machine gun and we're going to eat fish. And are we... They actually say the words, "Are we falling in love?" ? That's actually sung. So, I thought the score was, it was totally brilliant. It was really brilliant. I really am glad I watched it. And then I play this thing. Top 3. So we decided. We actually all found enough movies that the top 3 category is going to be movies that have corpses that help in them. So they have to be helpful corpses, not evil corpses, right? There's a lot more evil corpses than helpful corpses. So, Andrew, you're up.
All right. I'm going to go with number 3 as Weekend at Bernie's.
Yeah.
Which is probably on all our lists. Number 2 Aunt Ethel in Vacation, as they have to drive her to her son's house. And then number 1, our buddy Joe Pesci in 8 Heads in a Duffel Bag.
I've never seen that. Is he dead, I guess?
No, but the 8 heads are.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
So you just wanted to say Joe Pesci for some reason.
I did.
Okay. I was like, is he the dead one? Okay. Corny.
All right. I'm going to go with, sorry, Sean, I have to do this. The dead woman from Bad Boys 2.
Yeah,
as being the hiding sheet for Martin Lawrence.
Yeah.
Never mind, I almost said it. Number 2, I'm going to go with the half corpse that God's Hellboy and the team.
Right.
To find Rasputin.
Yeah, the zombie thing, and then he says, "Bite me" or whatever. Yeah.
And my number 1, because this is genius.
Are you gonna have a Scott Pilgrim versus the World connection?
Yeah, the first of the evil X's, as they explode into coins, Michael Cera does take those coins and then rides the bus.
So the fact that the character is dead, his corpse actually is gold coins and becomes helpful. Okay, I'm fine with that. That's funny.
You have to. It's exactly what we said it would be. The corpse has to help.
Yeah.
The corpse is coins, and the coins paid for his bus fare.
Oh, I just thought of something dumb. Are you going to hate me for this one? All right, Sam.
All right. I have got a tie in my number 3 spot here, mainly because it's corpses of animals that are useful. The first is the Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah. I picked that one.
What is that? The
Tauntaun.
That he hides in.
I thought they smelled bad. On the outside.
Horse is used.
Yeah.
Do what?
I was just quoting the movie. Go ahead.
Oh, and in the same way, a horse is used in The Revenant to help him survive.
Still haven't seen
basically the night.
It's on my DVR.
And then I've got my number 2. I've got the 300 and the wall of corpses.
Oh, sure, yeah. Yeah, they use the corpses as like mortar for the wall too.
Yeah. And my number 1 is the corpse of one of the princes in Stardust.
Oh,
at the very end was used to fight against the witch.
No,
that's fantastic.
No, the corpse fought against Tristan.
That's right. Yeah, Tristan.
So he's the bad guy. So the corpse was actually not helpful.
We didn't say who for. It was very helpful for the witch.
It was helpful to the
okay,
witch.
fine. I was always thinking of being helpful to the hero.
To the hero, yeah.
Because, I mean, then at that point, then I can pick any zombie movie because it's helpful to the bad, whatever.
If someone's controlling the zombie.
Well, sure.
Yeah.
And then I can do, then I'm going to do Army of Darkness. All of those dead corpse deadites are being controlled by evil Ash. So they're helpful to him. So that's my new number 1. And then, so I'll take Bad Boys 2 out with her big ass dead. I'm not going to say it.
What am I doing with these fake ass titties?
Yeah, thank you. So I'm going to take Bad Boys 2 out and put in Army of Darkness. Now, my number 3 was Corpse Bride.
Okay, yeah.
My number 2 is now going to be Empire Strikes Back. And then my number 1 is going to be Army of Darkness. I did have some honorable mentions. So, honorable mention of Beetlejuice. Again.
Okay, yeah.
I'm only going to say it the one time. So I wanted a ruling on this one. Again, it's an honorable mention, so whatever. But The Sixth Sense. Because he's not a corpse, he's just dead. Well, he's helpful, but he's not a physical body.
Yeah,
that's the difference. It's a ghost, it's not a corpse. So, I mean, I'm fine with that being a no.
What movie? I'm sorry, I missed it.
Sixth Sense.
The Sixth Sense, yeah.
Again, it's not a corpse, it's just a ghost. So that one doesn't count. And then my last one that I said, oh, you guys are going to hate me for, because as soon as Corny found a way to incorporate Scott Pilgrim, I started thinking about, how can I incorporate Star Trek? And of course, it would have to be Star Trek 3, The Search for Spock, when Spock dies and then is brought back to life. So his corpse kickstarts the movie, and then they have to do the thing. So there you go. But again,
Or if I was going to put Jurassic Park in there, Laura Dern would have to use Samuel L. Jackson's arm to like
beat off a raptor. I like that idea. That would have been great if she would have done that. You know, like his arm falls on him, and she like takes it and like throws it so the raptor chases the arm to eat. I'm trying to think. Is there a way we could actually incorporate Jurassic Park? I'm thinking about this. Doesn't somebody hide in a dinosaur or something? Like in a dead dinosaur? Not a thing? I can't remember.
No, not a Jurassic Park.
It's just poop thing. Just poop everywhere. Just no, you're wanting the clip. Sorry.
Hey, wait.
no.
So when the little kid climbs the fence, it turns on and it shocks him. He's pretty much dead there for a little bit.
He is dead for a few seconds. Yeah.
It helped him to move.
Not really helping much.
Yeah. it was funny when he wakes up and says
through that fence.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, he could have.
It's like in
all over. He could have crawled through.
What's the movie Muppets Christmas Carol when Rizzo the rat is terrified of jumping over the fence. He jumps over the fence and then says, "Oh, I forgot my jelly beans," and he walks under the fence, gets his jelly beans, and then Gonzo says, "You mean you could have fit the whole time?" "Yeah, you're such an idiot." "What?" Yeah, I'm with you. I love that joke. I don't know why, but that joke works on me. Ooh, that was loud. Sorry. I like that joke. It's like in Who Framed Roger Rabbit, right? You mean you can get out of these cuffs at any time? Yeah, but it wouldn't have been funny. Anyway, Who Framed Roger Rabbit? That's it, right? That's our show. Yeah. Man, Andrew, I'm gonna be honest with you. You need to go tell your friend thank you. I really enjoyed that. And do they listen to the show?
Hell no.
Andrew, you need to unmute yourself. Unmute the computer.
Maybe.
There you go.
Are you talking to me?
Yes.
Well, the internet has been taking a crap on me all night. That's why I haven't said much, because I've just caught bits and pieces of everything we've said on the show tonight.
Oh, well, I was saying, tell your friend, does your friend listen to the show?
Occasionally.
Occasionally? Yeah. Well, then she should listen to this one. And I will say thank you to you, listener, who requested this movie, because
this was a worthwhile movie. This is like when you find that novel that's just it's going to stay on your shelf forever.
Stupid effing book.
Right. I will say this. This is one of those few moments where I'm super glad that we do this show, because I've been because of this podcast, I've been able to discover movies like Hot Fuzz and The Frighteners and what's the other one that I really like? I can't remember now.
Jurassic Park?
No. God, no.
Probably you did. I mean,
I discovered that long before this podcast. There were some other movies that, because of the podcast, I found and enjoyed the crap out of.
Iron Sky.
Rubber.
God.
Rubber.
Not Rubber. I think actually I watched Iron Sky before the show. No, we didn't. We did it for the show. Star Crash. Yeah, Star Crash, I have to think. Anyway, out of 10, it's time for that part of the show where we do our out of 10. Andrew, you're out of... I don't have a tune for out of 10. Maybe I should get one.
I think you've been saying that for about a year.
I probably have been saying that for a year. I'll say...
Stop eating my sesame cake!
All right, here we go. Out of 10.
Out of 10. I'm going to give this a 6.8 out of 10. This really, I mean, it was an enjoyable movie, but rewatchability, I don't know if it's really there.
All right, that's fair. Corny?
I'm going to give this an 8.5 compass penises out of 10.
Wow. You're a fan.
I really love the hell out of this movie. I actually, to be honest with you, I would actually want... I got to actually see this as a date movie, to be honest with you.
Okay.
In the right right situation, this could be a date movie.
I don't know if honestly, I don't know. I don't want to put words in my wife's mouth. I don't know if she'd get behind, like she could get past the fart jokes and penis jokes to get, you know what I'm saying? I mean, she might.
Get the story.
Again, don't take me wrong. My wife is a very smart woman. She's an educator. I just don't know if that's a thing that she could do. But anyway, maybe, I don't know. I mean, you should, Corny, you let me know. You take Pate, have Pate watch this with you. You let me know how that goes, because I'd be interested to know. Sam.
I'm with Corny. I really, really like this movie. It was something original, something I'd never seen before, and I would watch this thing quite a few times. I think I'm going to give it an 8.62 out of 10.
All right.
One of my favorite movies I've seen in the past year, probably.
Yeah. All right. I'm there with you. I'm actually gonna be real with you guys. When you look at the score, it's gonna make it look like Andrew hated this film, and Andrew, I don't think you hated this film. You weren't.
No, I didn't hate it. It's just not.
It wasn't your fart of tea,
Yeah, it wasn't your dead body canteen full of tea that you have to dispense by. He took a shower under that flowing water. Let's just. I mean,
so weird.
But at least it would have been warm. I mean, all I can think of is just rotting fish, and that it's warm.
Yeah.
And he just, after that first time he drank it and it was gross, after that he was just like, he would just get more whenever he needed it. It's gross. And when they made him cry, that was really gross too. Just gonna say it. So I'm going to give this. I'm going to give it an 8.25. 8.25
Oh, wow.
corked buttholes out of 10. And the only reason why it's not higher, honestly, is because of the ending. The ending forces us to now accept the fact that this was all real, and that Daniel Radcliffe is in fact this thing that nature has wrought on us. And frankly, I think this is the beginning of World War Z. So,
well, even with the ending, though, I still wonder: is Hank visualizing this ending in his head?
Well, I mean,
do the people that are around him really see what's happening?
You can make the argument that, in fact, he hangs himself on the beach. He's dead. And this is his coping mechanism.
I always find that as a cop out for movies. Though.
I do too. I know. You're right. I mean, is Dom from Inception? Is he actually, when he on the plane, right? He never actually wakes up, right? After he gets conned by that guy what played, he was in Batman Begins. Asian dude, I don't know his name. Like once he gets past that con, right, and then they catch up with him, right, and then they put him into, they make him, we're gonna do this, and then they go through the whole process of whatever, and then they go to sleep on the plane. He actually never wakes up, and that, you know what I'm saying, like the whole thing at the end with the top. The reason why we don't know if it ever falls is because he's actually already in sleep. You know what I'm saying? I think that might be kind of the same thing a little bit. I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know what I'm saying. Anyway, what I am saying is that this movie now will place pretty high on our list of movies.
Yeah. 15, I think.
So
around 15. I updated it today.
Oh.
So
very cool. Thank you,
Well,
Sam.
16. Sorry, it'll be our new number 16.
Wow. Well, I mean, and maybe, thanks, Sam. Sorry, I just saw the page. I think honestly, and my score was high because of it's that, and we've talked about it before on the show. Reality plus expectations equals result, or you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
we do it in sports, right? Oh, we're all Panthers fans except Corny, because he has no soul.
Damn right.
So like, the Panthers are going to be like last year. They're like, they're going to be fine. It'll be an 8-8 team. No, they went 15-1 and went to the Super Bowl. So we were super happy and excited, and this is the greatest year ever. And then this year, we're like, hey, we're going to go back and we're going to do great. And they won 5 games. So, or 7. I don't know how many games they won, but not a lot. So to this movie. I don't think any of us expected this movie. I mean, Corny, you said at the beginning, you and I both thought this was going to be the next Rubber, and it was going to be an hour and a half of us just complaining about another movie. And I think all of us were pleasantly surprised. I think I don't want to speak for everyone, but from what from gathering, we we are all kind of, this is an interesting and original. So there you go. So that puts it at 8 something, an 8 point something. And there you go. So that's it. That's our show. That was a lot of fun, guys. I really enjoyed the hell out of that. And so we're going to go from that to something completely different. So next week we are doing, right? This is the part of the show where I say what's coming up next week, right? Yeah. Next week we're doing, sorry. What's it called? Sin City, A Dame to Kill For. Now, once again, I've done the thing that I keep forgetting to do. I've said the name of the movie that we're supposed to watch without checking Netflix to see if it's streaming. And the last time we did this, it wasn't streaming. That's why we didn't do Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Yep.
Sin City. A Dame to Kill For is streaming on Netflix. There we go.
All right.
They did just drop a bunch of new movies on Netflix, including Jurassic Park 3. I mean, we want to watch some talking dinosaurs, Sam? But they did drop this. And all I'm going to say is this. The Iron Giant is streaming. I don't know if I want to do it for this show, because it might be an hour and a half of me just saying how it's the greatest drawn comic book or cartoon movie I've ever seen, and then go watch it. So I just say go watch it. That's all I'm going to say. Go watch it. It's fantastic. Vin Diesel does the best voice acting with the fewest amount of lines since being Groot. Or Groot was until that. It doesn't matter. Anyway, that's it. So next week is Sin City, A Dame to Kill For. We've got some other really interesting ones coming up. The one after that is Lucky Number 11, which was a listener requested on our Facebook page. And then the one after that is Sky High, which was a listener requested movie. I'll have to let her know that we're doing that. And then after that, Black Hawk Down. So that's the next month. That's your month of March, pretty much.
That's a pretty good month. Pretty good.
I think it is. I've not seen Sin City, A Dame to Kill For. I've never seen it. I've seen the first one. I saw the first one. I've not seen the second one. And I own two of the next 4.
Which one? I know Black Hawk, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I own that on the
And
DVD.
Sky High?
No, I own Lucky Number 11.
Oh, interesting.
On DVD.
That makes sense.
It actually, once you watch it, Sam, it'll make a lot of sense why I own that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That's our month. So that's, again, until something gets pulled. That's going to do it for our show. Thank you guys so much for listening to the show. We really appreciate it. You,
Wait, what's supposed to happen?
Oh, wait. That's not right.
Nice. wait. You playing something? That was Andrew.
I think that's our new out of 10.
Oh, I should keep that.
Wait, what's supposed to happen?
Yep, I'm keeping that forever. I got to remember to edit that. Oh, that's wonderful. Oh. I want to make that like a text tone. Like,
wait, what's supposed to happen?
Here we go. All right. Oh, I'm supposed to answer my phone. That's what's supposed to happen. Oh, man, that was great. I didn't mean for that to happen. What I meant to do was this. So that's going to do it for us. So go to our website, cheapseatreviews.com. Sam updated some stuff. I have added a new thing to our existence. I have added a Cheap Seat Review blog. I guess people are still doing blogs. And frankly, there are some movies that I just feel like I need to talk more about that I can't do all in here. This movie might be my first post. So if you go to our website, you'll see the thing there, click blog, or you can just go to thecheapseatreviews.blogspot.com. And there we can have more conversations, be more interactive with what we're doing and stuff. I think that would be fun if you guys want to do that. I encourage it even. You, of course, leave us a review, iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, YouTube. Visit our website. Already said that. Facebook.com/cheapseatreviews is, of course, our Facebook page. And like us on Twitter, or follow us on Twitter at cheapseatcast. And, of course, you may send us your emails to cheapseatreviews@gmail.com. I did check. We did not have an email this week. So, what are you whispering for?
Nothing. Keep going.
You good? Want me to stop? Want you to go back? So there you go. That's our show. So on behalf of Andrew, Corny, Sam, Daniel Radcliffe, and that piece of cork, thank you for listening, and we'll see you next week.
This movie gets a pass on the use of flatulence.